Princess Charlotte was born on January 7, 1796 in London, England. She was the only child of George IV and his wife, Caroline of Brunswick. Her grandparents were King George III and Queen Charlotte. Charlotte's parents disliked each other from before their arranged marriage and soon separated. Her father left most of her care to governesses and servants, only allowing her limited contact with her mother. As Charlotte grew to adulthood, her father pressured her to marry William, hereditary Prince of Orange. After initially accepting him, Charlotte soon broke off the intended match. This resulted in an extended contest of wills between her and her father. He eventually permitted her to marry Leopold of Saxe-Coburg-Saalfeld. Their wedding took place on May 2, 1816 in the Crimson Drawing Room at Carlton House in London. It was a private evening ceremony only witnessed by a small number of guests. Unfortunately, after a year and a half of happy marriage, Charlotte died after being delivered of a stillborn son. She was only 21 years old. Prince Leopold was devastated by the loss and retreated to Claremont House in Surrey, which was a wedding present to the couple. It was also the place where they had spent much of their short time together. Leopold and others actively worked to preserve and protect his wife's possessions, including her clothing. As a result, many items from her wardrobe survived intact, one of them being her wedding gown. The wedding gown is silver like those worn by her mother and grandmother. The practice of wearing a white wedding dress did not become established until the end of the 18th century. Most women instead chose to wear their best clothes, regardless of color. Royal brides across Europe, however, tended to wear silver. This was an established custom within European royal families. Charlotte's wedding gown has layered sleeves and a train. The waistline is raised and sits just below the bust, making the silhouette narrower. It would have been worn with a corset beneath. The dazzling reflective appearance of the dress is created through the extensive use of embroidery, which was produced by binding strips of silver or gold thread onto a net ground. The dress was described at the time as being of silver thread on net, over a silver tissue slip, embroidered at the bottom with silver thread in shells and flowers. A close examination of the dress reveals that it has been significantly altered from its original form. An engraving reproduced in the fashionable magazine La Belle Assembly, a month after the wedding, reflects the appearance of the dress at that time. Remodeling clothes was not unusual, even amongst the wealthy. Clothing was constantly being recycled and repurposed. This explains why so few pieces remained in their original state. The precious metal thread used in this dress would have been particularly expensive. Despite the alterations, this gown is the only royal wedding dress that survives from the Georgian period.